And we now welcome in the running back, y'all, for the Clemson Tigers, Will Shipley. Will, how we doing, my guy?
Oh, I'm doing great. Really appreciate you having on. I'm pumped for the segment.
Brother, we're fired up to have you on. We're glad you made some time with all the busyness of the class schedule and winter conditioning. Now, you and I talked before we started taping. Y'all just finished up mat drills. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. We did. Yep. Last week.
Okay, so were there parties in the streets, like just jubilation across the locker room, or what are y'all getting into right now with winter workouts?
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of excitement around the locker room. Following that last day of mat drills. But that's just what this team is all about. We love the work, but we also celebrate the accomplishments. And finishing mat drills is definitely an accomplishment. So. We've been all pumped, but now we're just really getting into the heavy lifting up until spring ball starting March 8th. I know everyone's pumped for that as well. So yeah, we're getting ready to roll, baby.
Getting ready to roll. I love that, man. Well, speaking of accomplishments, you had yourself a ton of accomplishments. ACC, all ACC at 3 different positions. Y'all were ACC champs. What's the feel coming off of a season like that for y'all? What's the feel around the program as you get ready now for spring football?
Yeah, I think everyone's just really hungry. We understand that everything we've accomplished, or at least myself in this program for the past 2 years, has been great. But we got our sights on some different goals, and there's no doubt about that. So we understand what's ahead of us, and that if we put in the work, what we can accomplish. So I think that's what everyone's mindset truly is that everyone's hungry, and we know we can accomplish more.
And what are your expectations for your role and this offense as you get ready to go into the fall? Because a new OC in Garrett Riley, a new quarterback in Cade Klubnik.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a little bit of trial and error, figuring some things out, not only on the field, but also as a leader and kind of your role outside of the line. So for me, it's just really taking on whatever role I can and whatever role they want me to. Obviously, I want that to be a big role. I want to be the guy for this offense, someone that they can lean on, someone they can, always just rely on to either make the big play or make the small play, do all the little details. So that's truly my mindset going into the season, is just to do that in every way possible. And then to get a little bit with, Coach Riley and Cade. There's also nothing but excitement, just around those two names and guys, just the leadership that they've brought to the table, so quickly. And just a lot of excitement around their names as well.
And it was clear how well y'all banded together and how strong the culture is at Clemson, because it's never easy to go through a change at any position, much less the quarterback position at any point during the year. Walk me through what that was like internally when y'all made the switch to have Cade Klubnik be your starter.
Yeah, it's a tough process, like you said, for any team, especially at this level, because you only go as far as your quarterback takes you, and I stand by that. So to have problems at that position and to have to make that switch to a freshman from DJ, which, by the way, nobody's got more love for DJ than I do, and than the whole Clemson program has for him. So wish him the best at Oregon State. I think he's going to absolutely kill it. But I think everybody was ready for Cade to come in and truly make a difference. I think you really saw it in the ACC championship. And then, you get to the Tennessee game, and he just had a lot on his plate. There's no doubt for it to be his first start. I think he had 40 plus pass attempts, just a lot of things that went into it. That defense was really, really good. So it wasn't able to, come out how we wanted to with that one, but just the way that he carried himself. And, after the game, throughout the whole locker room, he was going to dap everybody up, telling them that's on me. It's going to be different next year. So like I said, it's just internally that leadership. We know we're in a really good spot with Cade, really good spot with Coach Riley, and, excited to see what Cade can do this year. It's going to be fun sharing the backfield with him. That's for sure.
And Clemson, to me, is just so interesting because the bar is set so high year in and year out. Like, if it's not winning the ACC and then playing for the college football playoff or playing a New Year's Six bowl game, like, there's always people on the outside that have something to say. How do y'all go about handling the pressure that comes with being at Clemson internally?
Yeah, it's one thing that Coach Swinney relays to us all the time because, he's built this program up from the bottom, and so he's seen every experience. He's seen all the criticism. He's been at the lowest points, the highest points. And what he always says is you can't let it affect you, but you got to add it to the fire as fuel. So you've got to use it, but you can't let it affect what you do day in and day out. At the end of the day, you got to put all the work in, you got to produce the results, and then, you can look back and say, I did that. And kind of tell all those haters to screw off a little bit,
I mean, I think you said it perfectly. It is hilarious. People will always have something to say about Dabo or what y'all do at Clemson. And I'm like, are we not seeing this team just repeatedly win double-digit ball games? So that's the side of the fence that I fall on, but I would agree with you there, Will, in terms of how you would approach that. But speaking about Clemson, speaking about the culture, it's special. Like, y'all do things differently than anyone else in the country. And on the recruiting trail, that would, I would imagine, lend itself to a little bit of a different pitch. What was the pitch that Dabo Swinney made to you to get you to Clemson, and how do you feel like that plays as a whole for other guys on the recruiting trail?
Yeah, I say, first of all, Coach Swinney is one of the best recruiters out there. There's no doubt. And then, Coach Elliott, who's actually head coach of Virginia now, he played a really big role in my recruitment. But I would say the biggest picture that they were trying to paint for me is just that we're going to develop you as a man. And that's truly what I wanted, because I know that, with my work ethic and just how consistent I am and my core values, I know that I'm set on the football side. But to be able to grow as a man and in return get better on the football field, it's just the best of both worlds. So that's what Coach Swinney truly does is he puts the man first. The number one goal coming into his program is to graduate and to get that piece of paper. And he makes it known, if you are missing classes, you're not going to play the next game. He doesn't care who you are. He doesn't care 5-star, nothing like that. Best player in the country. No egos too big or small for him. So I think that's what I truly saw. And then obviously the spiritual portion, truly spoke to me as well, because that's so important to me in my life. So just to see how he incorporates that within his program and how well he does it, that was obviously something that attracted me as well.
Well, you're one of our favorite players here on the hard count. Like, we're not journalists. We don't have any like journalistic integrity we got to keep here, so we can have favorites. You're one of our favorite players here to watch because of the way that you play the game, bro. Like, you get the ball in your hands and you get downhill right away. It's obvious the passion you have for the game. Where does that edge that you have come from?
Yeah, I get this question a lot, and I truly think it's just the spirit shining through me. This game, it was gifted to me. All the talents that I have, they were gifted to me, through God, through my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. So to be able to play this game and to do it for really my occupation, it's what I do. Sometimes I got to take a step back and just thank him. But yeah, I'd say that's truly what it comes from. And then just always that thought, like, you never really know when the last play is going to be. You never know when your last game's going to be, whether it's, injuries or, other things that come into play. So yeah, I just want to go out there, give it my all. And the last thing I would say, shout out to Coach Spiller for this one. My freshman year, before my first start at NC State, he came up to me and just said, there's somebody here who it's their first football game and they came to watch you. So how are you going to leave their mindset? How are you going to leave, their only time getting to watch you? And I think that really spoke to me, just in terms of, you never know who's watching. And, God's always watching. But there's so many people with this platform that I can impact and influence as a role model. So, that's what I'm trying to do as well, just as others have done before me. So.
I'm ready to go after that one, bro. I'm ready to run through a wall after hearing that one. Will, last question for you before we get you out of here. We appreciate all your time. Would be remiss if I didn't ask you your best Dabo Swinney story.
Yes, no doubt. I've got a lot of them that I could choose from. But for me, I would say probably when I committed. So it was a weird process. I haven't visited Clemson in like a couple months now. I'm taking us back, by the way, to not confuse you. But yeah, hadn't visited Clemson due to COVID for a couple of months now. Was choosing between Stanford, Notre Dame, Clemson, and a couple local schools around the North Carolina area. But I ultimately had made my decision, and my family and I decided that Clemson was the best one university for me. So text Coach Pearman and Coach Elliott. I want to hop on a Zoom call with Coach Swinney and them. And I get on it. I want to make it kind of interesting because I'm young, I'm immature, I'm a recruit, and I want it to be fun, right? So I get on the Zoom call and I kind of just make it like a story, like, hey, I love Clemson so much, but Notre Dame and Stanford, they've done all this stuff for me. And pretty much towards the end, I broke the spill. I'm committing to Clemson University, and I'm just so pumped. But Coach Swinney literally just gets up out of nowhere, grabs one of his trophies, and hits the Heisman pose right there on Zoom. First thing he did, didn't say anything. And that right there, man, I knew it was going to be a great experience for me right off the bat. Just by him, his energy, how special he is. But yeah, I think that was kind of just a God wink, like, hey, you've got some special things, coming up in the future.
Man, that's electric. That's electric, and it's almost like it's sort of surprising that it's a head coach, but also you're like, it's Dabo Swinney, so is it that surprising? I mean, that's
exactly
awesome, man.
Right.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that story with us. Appreciate you making some time as you get ready for spring football, finishing up winter conditioning. We appreciate you, man, and fired up to hopefully come catch a game in the Valley here very soon. But appreciate it, man.
Heck yeah, definitely need to get you in Death Valley. It's an incredible experience. But thank you so much for having me on. I really do appreciate it.
No doubt, brother. No doubt.